Oh my god.
Look at his face.
So very detailed.
That's really scary.
Those bloodshot eyes.
PB&J by Pure. I can't say his last name. I'm sorry. These are really cute. Hot Ginger Dynamite. Oh yeah.
I think we said it at the same time.
Hot Ginger Dynamite. Oh, why does my life have zero value?
I relate to that. Look how smooth this brother's skin is. Wow.
Yeah, it was. They're twice. Look, he's a baby, and then he's older. So these are really cute.
They're very simple. I like it.
Kind of like Archie, but not really.
You will see something on on the newspaper on like a Sunday or something.
Yeah.
It's like a comic. I was a little confused with like the kind of like the joke. Like it's so funny, but I feel like over the third panel, I didn't know what his dream was. Because they try to explain it on the last page, but I'm like, oh, is that what his dream really was, or is it something else?
I guess it's like kind of like that one song, like I Believe I Can Fly. How that's a dream of some people, like, oh, I want to fly, or something, do the impossible. So I guess what he was trying to do was, oh, he can't achieve his dreams. Me too. I love Chinese food.
Oh, you can buy food and say, oh, wait.
He eats cats.
I think one of my main concerns is, which I noticed with the previous comic, it's like, you notice how the characters change position in the panels? Mm-hmm. So I always get confused where they are at the time. So I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, he should be the only person moving, really, because he's like rocking out of the scene. Mm-hmm. So then these two fugitives have been switched, and then probably would have made it easier to also read, because I'm used to this guy being to the left, and I'm used to this guy being to the right. And because he took the guy on the right spot, it's just, yeah, that makes sense. It probably would be a little easier to read as well. I can understand this one, because this is coming first, and this is coming second. And you don't really want to have to cross.
I felt like what he could have done was he could have kept the boy on, like, the black hair boy on his side, and he could still have, like, Bubble going further down. Because, whenever you see the Bubble first, you tend to go to that one first.
I'm sure you have first-hand experience. Oh, that's why the TV was off. Let's binge watch some more shows. Oh, I guess keep your mind preoccupied, and when you don't, this is what happens to you.
I like how you, like, doesn't have a box around that. Oh, when you overthink, you tend to, like, think outside the box too much, and then you think. That's kind of why I depict this as. I don't know. What the hell?
How long do you need this on? My battery's draining.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah, that's really cute.
I like the little, like, darkness around, like, the darkness shades.
Oh, here. Yeah. That's the show at the light. That's really nice. Mm-hmm. They kept them dark until this panel.
Yeah.
The bird flew away here, but the bird is still here in the perch on the last page. Be more divisive, less unifying. They're just making fun of the silent majority in this case. I guess it was too intellectual for our brains.
Yeah, a small brain. I'm sorry.
My work is never appreciated.
That's a lot of audiences.
Yes, it is. No. Show, don't tell. We're never leaving therapy. Interesting.
Is it bad that we're not laughing?
No.
I think because we'll be like, yeah, it's true.
Like, yeah, I mean, we can kind of feel that.
Like, we also feel it.
I felt that.
Like, yeah, it actually hurts.
I think maybe what they were...
If we took out the dungeon and just say, I make a home gym instead, that would have been more funny still.
Right. Yeah. I think...
the dungeon was, like, unnecessary.
Yes, that confuses me. The dungeon makes me...
Because if you just took that out, it would have been good. It would have been perfect.
Because when I look at this, it makes me think he actually wants to go to here, but he's going to do it at home instead.
But his face doesn't say the same thing. It's like...
Right, that's what I was looking at. I was like, no, his face he seems surprised, so...
Just say home gym. That's it. That's all you need.
16 left for desserts. Does that say 16?
I think so.
Sure, but I bet the 20%. It's something we're not understanding.
While you were talking, I generated all my fat into strength.
Ow! My mitochondria. What?
Look, they're doing the thing again where they, like, switch the characters around. I like he's connecting, like, some panels together. But it's, like, in random order. So, like, sometimes, like, it's, like, a previous joke.
Wait, you're tired already? We just started.
I think it would be more funny if we did see him run, but he didn't have enough panels for that. Or he could have ended it with them chasing and then continue in the next like next order, like he done before. Because I feel like it would have been like actually really funny if he did start running, and then in the next page, he could have been like, "Oh, you tired already?" All that jazz.
That is really great. Although it was really good for you to try and add a narrative, it worked really well. I think the fact that it's like loose, each one has like different jokes, but the characters that are involved helps, and the dialogues, the ones who deliver the jokes, help establish their characters and how they interact. And it reminds me of like those Garfield comic strips where Garfield is kind of like established as like the lazy cat who eats food and is like obsessed with lasagna. You have established characters that appear over time that are a part of the joke. It's very fun and humorous. Even with the lack of background, the charm is in the jokes that they tell and their environment. And they're riffing off of each other. The character dialogue is very natural. Very good.
This is pretty. Art is really nice so far.
I like the little glowy effects they're doing.
The Mark of the Fae. Miracles are really just the reversal of lies you started believing. This is cute.
I like the little face.
Lighting effect is really pretty.
Which way are we reading it?
I've been reading it left. No, it should be right to left, I think, in this case. So she sees it and then, or maybe is it right to left?
You notice a glow. Checks if thing was around. Her mama, she left the house.
Oh, she leaves.
Very shiny.
She's so cute.
It follows the light at night.
It reminds me of Ori and the Blind Forest, this art style and the fact that she's in the forest. She notices that she's gone. Aww. So then...
so from my perspective, it looks like she just stopped at the edge of the woods.
Yeah, this area is open, it's a trail, but here there's not.
It's like more crowded.
Oh, so cute!
I like the glow effect they do with this.
Yes, the glow is really pretty. She's laughing. She's like, come here, come here.
Going deeper into the woods.
Oh, she's taking her back home.
Wait, is it back home? Because I didn't see that many houses in the beginning.
Oh, well, they might live in a village, you know.
Mm-hmm. At first, I thought it was like the fairy village or something for some reason.
That's her home, yeah. She doesn't want to go back, though. She's going to get her something. Oh, she wants an acorn.
That's like a mouth.
It looks very sinister. She sees something she doesn't like. There's
back.
Two of her.
I think that was supposed to show us she's moving back and then she runs away. But but on this panel it looks kind of weird because it looks like there's two people, right?
Right. It looks like there's two of her.
I feel like if they add a line in the middle, it shows the same person.
Yeah, a line in the middle would have been really nice here. So she bought the acorn home.
But how did she know she would get okay, keep going.
That was it.
That was it?
Yep.
Oh, okay. It was a little confusing at first.
I want to look up the definition of fae. Oh, okay, it's a fairy. A fae is a fairy. So how she got her fairy? The fairy is the fairy and the acorn?
But the fairy shouldn't be the acorn.
There's probably another fairy in the acorn, perhaps.
Where do fae come from?
I'm not sure. Maybe in this world they come from acorns.
Well, how did she know if she would get the acorn from the fae? Is it
I'm not sure.
I felt like if she included a little bit background in the beginning.
Right, yeah, maybe there's something, this has something to do with her established world that she's already made.
Just a little bit of it. So, let's say, what are fays, where they come from, and then you can do the rest of your comic. Just a little info in the beginning, because we don't know what's happening.
For the most part, I understood what was going on. The only problem was around this part where she wanted something from her. She wanted the acorn. Strange how she knew that she wanted the acorn, but the existence of the acorn was different. Or was unusual to me. Why the acorn? What made her want the acorn? I guess she wants a fairy of her own.
At first, I didn't know that was the fae. I figured it was because the mouth. Because around her teeth is all dark, outside her mouth. Yes, I was confused. I was like, wait, is that the same fae?
Having more context about that would be really nice.
I feel like the ending could work really nicely if we just knew what the heck is happening. It was a good comic though. I enjoyed the beginning of it. I love the art of it. It looks really cute. I like that one glow effect they have the whole time.
The drawings are very nice. Your play of light and dark feels good. It shows depth, especially in the scene where the girl is running through the forest chasing the fairy. It was a little bit confusing of where things were in the setting. There was one part where I thought the girl ran into the house, but she crashed outside or something, and the mom came out. I was a little confused about what happened there. It's setting the direction of where things are facing within the forest, the orientation. what could help there is to have both characters within the scene. So I know there was this one panel where it was the girl looking back, and then the next panel was a close-up shot of the fairy. You make sure all your relevant pieces are in the panels to help give the reader a sense of the orientation and where things are set, and just a bit more clarity in where the scenes are taking place. Anything else that I was confused about? No, there was none. It was really clear what the characters were and where it was taking place. It was just the orientation of the panels.
Wow, look at this art.
A lot of details, my dude. I love the kind of woman that can kick my ass. That's so nice. What the
yeah,
fuck? How long did it take this? I remember. Oh, that smile, though.
Oh, this reminds me of Berserk.
It does.
It's amazing. And look at the huge sword, too.
No matter the evil. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, that effect, though. Holy shit. I like how you put the blood, like the it looks.
The splatter effect is really nice.
It makes sense too.
They do this traditionally, or is this digital?
It looks traditional.
It looks traditional, yeah.
No matter how much blood I spill, the sin of my past may never be forgiven. Yo!
Oh, that was really good.
That was really good. What the fuck?
Very short dialogue, but at the same time, you can. He showed all of his story through.
Yeah, that's what I like about comics like those. I appreciate comics that need little dialogue because we know what he's doing. Like, that's why I really like this comic a lot. Like, not only does it look really nice and really cool, and he was able to show like the story through the actions.
A lot of people, it's easier for them to simply tell it than to show it, but he's actually showing it, and his art is amazing. And he really sometimes
used, like, the show don't tell method.
Exactly. Yes, like, he did.
Look at the action stuff. Like, you notice, like, you know, the action sounds or like effects.
He didn't have to have any. He doesn't have any effects at all. Yeah, all of it is just motion.
Yeah.
The movement of the sword, you can hear the splatter. Like, you can just, it's so expression. There's so much expression in it that you can actually feel everything that comes from it. And
yeah, it's so cool. I like it a lot. That was really good.
I think the differentiation with the leader of the group versus the grunts that the main character goes up against is very clear. What I do wish for, though, is the level of depth that you have in the backgrounds to be more varied. Yeah, the necessary information is there, but a lot of the background is very washed out. If there's at least one panel or one spread that shows more detail with more background instead of slight indications throughout the entire thing, I think if you could vary that a little bit. So it's like if you establish it in the beginning and then the rest of the panels follow this kind of washed out thing and the focus is on the characters, I think that would be great. I do enjoy this last scene, though, where the background has a gradient from bottom to top, where it's lighter at the bottom and then a little bit darker at the top, so that at the bottom, the light part contrasts with the dark indication of blood. I think that's really good. So this bottom panel of the previous page on top, I think that shot was kind of similar to this other panel way back. Maybe that's just me being picky. I do think your camera work is very good in this. You have the right elements. There are some parts where the big antagonist does disappear a little bit, so sometimes I get a little bit confused there, but everyone else with the small grunts and the main character, those are set up very well, and it's very clear to me where they stand relative to each other. It's great. The font choice, your design decisions, pretty sound. I'm interested to see how this character develops. Yeah.
The Wendigo Project. Sorry. Reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Buy gold. Buy. Oh, that's what it says.
It's very blurry back here. Callista, what are you waiting for? Open a portal for me. Hopono?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
It's like a slang. I don't think it's actually a word. Maybe just in the comic it's a word.
First part was really easy to read. It flowed really well with the description.
The panels after this was kind of hard to figure out. Because we noticed some panels will go like in a different direction at each time.
A good way to look up different layout of comics and stuff like that They actually have like some that are made for you so that you can get a good idea of which one would look best. Yes, templates that would look best for the specific thing that you're working with. Because sometimes it is difficult to lay out stuff like that. But there's some people who have made some for you already. I really like that they colored everything. It's really pretty. Yeah. Everybody has like really interesting hair colors, and their character design is really interesting as well. It did get blurry at some point, but
that page right there, the one where it says elsewhere, like that, I got confused reading that. Which way do we read first? Do we read from like the right side down?
Right.
Or do we read it from the right, then left, then right again, then left again? So
right.
How do we read that?
My first instinct was to read all the way straight down.
Yeah, me too. But
it could have been like read here, read here, read here, read here, and then you're right. Another thing is the speech bubbles. The consistency and the style is different. They had things to show me, okay, this is the person that's talking, this is who's talking, and sometimes it didn't, so it was a little confusing.
The layout, I suggest doing like different angles of the boxes instead of just doing like a box or rectangle.
I like this page a lot because it was really detailed. Was cool.
Yeah.
This page had a lot of detail on it, and the line art was really nice.
The opening was really good, though. I enjoyed the opening. It was really easy to read and it flowed well.
You can tell they put a lot of effort into it. Yeah. There's backgrounds, everything's colored and shaded. Chapter 2 was way better in terms of the layout style, and everything was more consistent as well.
I was about to say there's a lot of speech in one bubble.
Yes, I was going to say that as well.
But I can't really say that because I know a lot of people do that still. Like even like professional like comic creators still do that. I feel like either they can separate the bubbles or they can make them like shorten up the words a little bit more.
Exactly.
That one panel where she surprises him, and just like the hierarchy where he like gets surprised first, where I thought it would be like flipped maybe. It's just a small thing like that. Having borders around the panels could help as well, where you have like different thickness of borders. So like smaller thicknesses would show you that like, you know, which one goes next, and then the big border shows like the separation of each part. I don't know if like these big bubble dialogues are like important. Maybe we don't get it yet. If it's something that's important but not something that a reader would understand, maybe you could like phase it in and out so it's like some certain words instead of having like the entire blurb.
You could have said like his masculinity or something like, oh, your fragile masculinity. It could have been on the side, or instead of it all being in a bubble, because it does take up a lot of space, but at the same time kind of spread it out a bit more, and there's different ways to lay out your dialogue. What art thou, fair maiden?
That's cute.
Yeah, it is really cute. So this is done by 2 people. Interesting. Grumble, grumble. Legend of Zelda.
Aw, the Kirby persona.
Yeah, I see him. Joker.
Yeah. Oh, to want to consider.
Will you shut up and get on with the prologue? That's cool, Paige.
Very nice.
He reminds me of Kira, huh?
No, anyone who's blonde is a Kira to you.
No, he has blue eyes too, okay?
And so, stop following me.
Aka inu, baka mitai.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Me. You can't. Just keep running from your problems.
No, I didn't fall asleep.
Oh no.
That's cute. I like that.
You will marry the prince of the Roz kingdom.
Oh no.
Oh my god, to be continued.
No.
That's it. No.
Wait, what?
I really liked that. I really
That's great.
I liked it. It flowed pretty well.
The layout was really good.
So
I'm confused a little bit only because I read right to left and I'm stupid. So
my only concern is sometimes there's like when they draw a landscape, it's pretty empty in between. But I really like the dialogue. I really like how like they gave the characters a lot of personality.
The storytelling element is like the biggest thing in my opinion, and it was really good. They did a really good job with it. I really enjoyed this, and the fact that it's to be continued, I'm like, no, I want to know more.
It's great. All the characters are recognizable too. There's a good hierarchy between who's important.
Let's say with the yard, I felt like it could be a little bit closer to the castle rather than far away. Because like when you put it far away, like there's a lot of empty space in between, as you can tell. Could have broken it up into like a few angles, so like. One angle is with the magician, one angle is with the knights. Training.
I think to have the conversation closer to them, it could be like a view of them in the hallway and the camera's looking like outward to the field. I also really enjoy the fact that like in the audience chamber, the king is talking and there are the other guards, and then there's Blaz on the side. Everything's like similar tone, but enough recognizable details that you know is there as well. It's like
You know
nice.
who the
He still
boyfriend-
stands in the background, but he's still there together.
I like the humor they try to add in within too. So like the part where like she overslept, she's like, "Oh fuck, this is really good. I want a part 2."
The pacing was pretty good. You've built up the meeting the father, talking to the dad. You can't run away from this forever, and a sense of like comedy, lightheartedness, where she's just like, whatever, I'm not gonna do it. It's just like, yeah, you have to do it. You realize why she didn't want to talk to him at all.
Her use of expressions is really nice too.
Oh, you are my savior, my motivation, my friend. I promise I'll always protect you and I'll forever stand by your side. That's very nice.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
very sweet. It
So cute.
it implies a deeper relationship and also implies a further growth in their development of the relationship and the character. And it's very nice. I love childhood friend tropes. I love it.
Problem child.
My sketches.
Complex personality.
Not the teddy bear.
Sassy.
He does look sassy. Look at him. Rawr.
Scan it top to down, and then whichever bubble he hit next, that's the next line.
Wake up, quick, hurry, faster, beep, 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 beep. There's been a breach. The monsters are loose in the facility. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, JK.
Oh no. My husband.
Hashtag dead. He actually dead.
We will meet in the forest, or I'll die trying.
Bye, Kate.
Mama. Oh no.
That's
No!
dead. That's dead.
That's sad.
I love you, Kate. I love you. Sayonara.
No.
Sayonara, mama.
I like that.
Yeah, that was really cute. Something like this, I can understand it, but for some reason it feels weird.
Having a certain characteristic in the character-specific bubble, so Elijah's bubble could have like glasses on them, or like some defining characteristic. But instead of using actual lines to connect speech bubbles, like follow with a speech bubble and don't cut it off, so that it's easy to follow where the speech bubbles are going.
So they did a good job with expressions. But there was some scenes where I thought they could have focused more on the emotions. You see how he hashtag dead and her face just went saw and then it automatically went to beast mode. I felt like they could have been like a scene where like she saw it and her face visually looked upset. It was kind of weird just transitioning from that face to that face.
That dead body made me laugh.
Yes,
It's
me
just
Yeah,
too.
cute.
yeah.
The art style in some situations, it could have looked more serious.
For other scenes, that was fine. But when it gets to high tension points like this, it really helps to put more time just to hash out some extra details, just to show that it's important. For example, like in anime, when scenes are important, the line work is beautiful. So you know, like, crap, this is like something that needs to be memorable. But otherwise, for like all intents and purposes of what the story you're trying to tell, I think was delivered pretty well. I think it's a great story.
They didn't show her face or anything like that, but this scene right here is pretty powerful. She's guarding her child, and then all the shots come down, and you see she's falling to her knees, and she falls down, and there's blood. I think she did a pretty good job with showing Kate's death.
I think it's important to like
Empathy.
Right. It's important to be decisive on which emotion and which part you want to deliver the most impact, so that it's not just like several moments that you can't decide which one should be like the most memorable one.
Yes, because I think it would be a good idea to see his reaction to her dying on his face, so it can kind of settle in that this is actually what's happening. Like, it was sad, but I feel like I could have been sadder. And I wish that I was, because it was a really good story, and I felt like it could have been, with the usage of the art and the way you showed expressions and emotions, that it could have been way more impactful than it is.
Like sometimes when you're like at a high climax point and you start rushing to read it because you're just like, oh no, what's happening, right?
That's
just
true.
You know, like to consider which panels you could take out and still have that pace, have that fast rushed impact.
7 apart.
Oh, that
Look at this
jawline.
chat. I may be stupid, but at least I'm functional stupid.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that horse feet. I'm
Oh, she's really
soaring,
cute.
flying. I'll kill him.
Mate, just mate.
Just about to get that.
Wait a second. Hold on a
Wait.
second. Hold on a
Huh?
second. Wait, this is it?
Okay. I was
Wait.
really intrigued. I wish
Yes,
I could
me
add
too.
more. For what you have, it looks great. I hope maybe like we get some more background detail to show what's happening, where this is, especially this panel where it's like she's just sitting there. Some more like background detail for these new scenes would be helpful. Really hope that you continue the story, because we got nothing.
I want to know what happened. I guess she didn't have enough time. But
big sad.
Yeah,
that's
big
a
sad.
Shame, but it looks great. What you have is great. The character designs look nice. I'm a little confused by this panel actually.
They look very similar, these two characters here.
She's probably older. She's probably like a family member. Probably a mom. I don't know.
If it's possible to push that difference a bit more, we need more contrast within the characters so that they're more recognizable.
Exaggerate something.
Right, like maybe some stylistic differences. Like I know she doesn't have wings, she has a dress, but even even those colors are very similar. If the main color was red and then like the highlights could have been this current fur color.
You could also make the skin or the actual fur a little more brightish so that it goes with the hair. The pacing is good for what we have so far. Cause
I think the characters are really intriguing, really sets them up for anticipation to see them in the future. But don't give up. Don't ever give up. If you need to take a break, take a break. Be great if you could finish it to the end at some point and be proud of that accomplishment. I wish I had a voice modulator, so something like this, I could have an echo on my voice and go, "Children of Bastet."
I like the cover. It's cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Is this painted?
It looks like pastel though to me. And that's Instagram where you can purchase his work. Oh, he sells work.
Yeah, do you paint all of this? Holy crap. I would never paint. You painted every panel? Heck! Are those blood cells?
The era saw the beginning of 3 major eras. The Reckoning, the Awakening, and the Second Coming. Do you see that?
That's
yeah.
Good. Okay. Cool. I like it. I actually want that as a background. Excuse me.
I'm hearing some Soviet wave music to this.
Soviet wave.
He passed the vibe check.
I feel it.
Oh,
the form, the volume in the images is great. Wow, triangles. I'm seeing a lot of triangles. You're in danger. Go.
Run.
Go. Was that it? Okay, I'm a little more understanding of this one because you cannot paint everything. That's so much work. Again, I wish there was more.
Story was a bit hard for me to follow. I know it's simple, but
I think also the fact that there wasn't that much going on yet, so not much dialogue. You only had to see what was happening, the 3 stages of the world. That was a nice other hint of what's happening. And other things that would really help us tie the visuals together. A lot of that is lacking at this moment.
Yeah, I can't make a lot of connection. I was really looking and I'm okay, so this character, but then this character, but then this character. It's a series of events. I couldn't define any characters that I felt that were main or very important. It all blended in to the point where I felt that they were just elements to the actual drawing rather than somebody that I should be paying attention to. I should be thinking about what's happening in these pictures. This is the 3 stages unfolding rather than all these characters are important and I have to follow them because of blah, 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 blah. But this is really beautiful. I want to stare at it for a really long time. Here are the connecting pieces that I feel like they stand it quite alone. It's quite well by themselves, to be honest. I didn't even notice that they had been separated. So for me to see some of these things separated didn't feel out of character or unusual, or it didn't feel like it broke the flow or anything like that.
What this feels like does not feel like a comic yet. It feels like different installments of a series that you're walking through a museum that an artist made of a series. And these are different paintings that are part of the same thing. Yes. If that was the case, then these would all work. They all have elements that tie together. So you know that they're from the same universe, except the way that it flows right now currently does not have the same flow as you would if you were reading a story in a comic. Willie Mae's Candy Factory.
This is cute.
I love how they all have
sauerkraut
quotes.
Boo, science nerd.
We're in the same class, Mavis.
Cute.
At least I'm in the Lions this time. I feel that. I feel that.
I like the flow of this.
Damn, this place is way bigger up close.
That's it?
Oh, nice. I enjoyed that.
This was really cute.
The dialogue at sometimes were hard to read, and there was some unnecessary words that were added. I did this earlier, and I was going to do this earlier in the same sentence twice, so I'm that's probably too many earlies.
Reading and editing the script would be helpful. So the size of the font is a little wonky, only a week or two left. Left is capitalized. The word is also really big. The words are really close to the borders of the speech bubbles.
Yeah.
Visuals are very cute. Everything looks very consistent. Backgrounds, everything. Mavis, Bruce, and I forgot the main characters.
Oh, wait, did he even say his name?
I mean, it has to have somewhere.
Oh, we don't know his name.
Holy shit.
He's in the parking lot. I thought it was actually 2 panels. So
Looks like it's downwards here, and then here
right,
it's...
the perspective just changes. Like looking up at the school, and suddenly your bird's eye view. The main character walking out, and I believe he's having thoughts. And I'm not sure if those are like part of the background or if those are like speech bubble clouds.
I think those are speech bubble clouds. Right. Professor Plant. Derek Green.
Muscle Boy Comics. God, feel for my tad soul.
I'm not gay. I'm just really appreciate male architecture.
Oh God, I love that. Can I read this?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I almost like meet the muscle. Meet the artist. I like muscles in art. My favorite comics are Ghost Rider, Deathstroke, and Hellboy. Hell yeah, good taste, man. I love telling stories as much as I love lifting weights. Oh, hell yeah. Can we be bros? Rengol Gao. Need more muscle. Can you be my friend, please? Yo, he's jacked. We are one. We are one. Oh shit. Mortal Kombat.
Derek, there are too many of them. We can't possibly kill them all.
Watch me.
This is your precious seedling, true form, and it will be the final thing you see. Shinde. Slice.
What?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Final boss.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
We will meet again, seedling. You can count on it. Or my name isn't Derek Green, the unstoppable Professor Plant.
Beautiful.
I love this. The flow.
It was really good. Old comic book style. He did say that his favorite comic books was like Hellboy and stuff like that, and it definitely reflects this in art. It was really easy to read. The only time that I got confused was when it changed from green to white. Like, sorry about that, but I couldn't let him know that I had sentience. That part was the part where I wasn't sure who was talking at that point.
Lost the green speech bubble.
Right, yeah. But
I do wish there were a little bit more backgrounds, especially in scenes like this. It would have been difficult, but I think for the big establishing shot, especially in the last boss battle. So I see what you've done, where you've done like the Super Smash Bros. Like cross, where it intersects at the fist. So that's like very good. But I also think it would be interesting to try out maybe having the setting around. So maybe having some trees that compositionally point towards that focal point of the fist. Otherwise, for what it is, wonderful. I had a lot of fun.
No.
Oh, this is very nice. Very cute.
Ooh.
Very graphic design.
How each city, each community could foster bonds that no one can see coming.
Nice. I vibe with that.
Yeah, why isn't the director calling to me? Oh wait, did she put it twice? The speech bubble?
I don't know. I mean, I totally like Dante and Wait, what's going on here?
You crawling out a window?
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's just a little bit unclear of what's happening.
No, so apparently Ate is like older sister in Tikalik.
I see. Ate.
You're fine. It makes sense for you to do that.
Yeah,
that's really hard to read
around here. I see.
Oh, so Asian Students Coalition. We finally figure out what ASC
I think they mentioned it before in the beginning. I didn't link it up with ASC. It would be nice if there was more things to fill up the white spaces in the background.
I think the beginning had a good start.
Maybe like a little variation would be cool, like different shapes of the text. Knowing who's speaking is pretty good. She did a pretty good job with that. Maybe
play with some facial features. Or maybe I just have bad memory because I totally forgot how May looked like. And it totally did not click to me that Mare was May May.
Yeah, this her, right?
I don't know. I can't tell because like her hair's down, but it's also filled in.
Then she put up her hair here.
So that's Aaron. Yeah, I think this is the main character who put her hair up. Maybe.
Yeah, so the character is kind of confusing a little bit. Who is who?
Symbiosis. I love that word.
Oh, this guy looks like a party guy.
Yo, Jojo.
Oh, it is Jojo.
Oh, Jojo! It's Joseph!
Human beings are typically complex. That's a scary thing. Bada! Ooh, I'm liking this already.
Oh, cool.
Wait, I know who you are. You're that small punk with the stupid hair that likes to invade people's yards. Just look at that vermin. No one wants to play with a disrespectful punk like you. Now get the hell out of my yard. Look at the sparkles.
God, these effects are great.
Decapitated, his necks can still bite. Yeah, my mother always tells me this. Oh my god! I know that feeling. Son of a bitch!
What the hell is that?
That's a death note.
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Might I request that you free me from this compartment? I can explain myself. Does the shelter have any other residents? Such as procreators? Procreators.
Oh god. Fist bump.
Who's drinking out of the toilet?
Great, really nice flow.
You will have
Bro,
balls
you and
on
I
your
will
own.
have that poster.
I finally found you, dragon. You are mine.
No way. You gotta pass me first. Bring it. Oh shit.
Oh my god!
Oh my well, I've been streaming since I first saw them. But like, I
want to see more.
That's it!
Give me more.
Oh my god, the dragon's got
person-
such a defined ass cheek.
Tell that
Can you see
person
his
to
ass
make more, please.
We are all fans of reading manga. Yours fit in so well. The vibe was there, the effects were there.
Yo, you know you did good when you get people to chip your characters. You know that's when you done good.
I can tell you experienced a lot with manga and have experimented a lot. Like speech bubbles were clarified with small little portraits of the character that's speaking. So that was a really nice little touch. And the dream sequence, usually I noticed that like when stuff like that happens, the white borders on the side usually become black to signify that it's like a dream or something that the characters come out of. I think that's something you could also play with. I think your balance of having backgrounds and no background is very good because your establishing shots have good detail so that when it goes into like monologue, dialogue with emphasis on the characters' profiles that don't have so much background, it's still clear that they're in the same environment.
It's very entertaining. And the emotions are really nice, like this one.
Really good. I really enjoyed this comic. This is a good comic.
It made me laugh, and I got to scream like Dio, so that was cool.
Is there a part 2? Please give me chapter 2, please. I need chapter 2.
Yeah, we hope it's in development. We encourage you to go forward with this. It's great.
Oh, look! I knew it! Okay, sorry.
Oh!
Looking for him when he was big, because I'm like, I know he gets big. I didn't think about who it was until later.
Yeah. What I really did enjoy is that even though the first character, like the old man that you see, character that's used to highlight the good qualities of the main character, but he's given so much dialogue, so much JoJo-esque kind of dialogue to show the villainy of adults, and his little like narcissistic hair flip when he barely has any hair, like these little qualities, even though you'll never see him again, really gives him so much character. The reference to the other neighbors also talking about our main character is a very nice touch to talk about how like, oh, all these adults are stuck up and has a Persona vibe.
Oh, he's a consistent antagonist.
Oh shoot, really?
Oh, he's a consistent antagonist? Okay, that's great. Then if that kept going, I would have been absolutely pleasantly surprised to see that he comes back.
Yeah.
And you did a really good job on making him like inconspicuous enough that I thought like you never see him again, but like he's also really well developed for his first scene. You also did a great job of like eliminating scenes that weren't necessary. So a lot of cinematographic kind of things that I would have imagined in my brain, you've left them out and you left the key parts in that are necessary enough for me to fill in the blanks within like them walking through the house from the hallway to the kitchen dining table. It just flowed very well. Except this part actually, when this man comes out of nowhere, you're mine. I didn't read that it was in the room. I thought this man broke into the house, removed a chunk of the house. Like I didn't know how he appeared.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's cute.
Wow.
Cotton Tail Moon.
Nice. It's the lineless art style. That's very nice. You have a good sense of contrast that sets everything apart very nicely.
Haters will see me teleport and be like, she can't afford a car.
I am such I don't give a shit mood when I draw that. Like I can never achieve this kind of softness.
I'll be continuing the story on Tapped Seal. Oh, so we can actually
nice.
see more of it. Or in the Blind Forest. The hair is really pretty.
Nice heels.
Oh, she has ears too. I just realized that.
Oh, they're so cute. Heck, is she a dog?
I think she's a bear.
Art style is really pretty.
Art style's gorgeous.
And the way they do the speech bubbles are really nice too.
Yeah, it's really easy to read.
Yes, and it goes well with the style.
having some points of detail, for example, her hair and the leaves. You have the right amount of contrast that reads to me for the background, and the colors that blend so well together give such a good sense of atmosphere. You've clearly found the way to render things that you're confident in. I think you set it up very well too, story-wise. I was like, oh, I know I have to return to the moon. Her insistence of following Shin to the next town for the mayor sets it up very well for an adventure.
The lighting is really well. Your usages and shading is really nice because it's kind of mysterious when in the first part where it's really dark and she's talking to him, there's like a little bit of light showing, and then they get to the house and it's like more happy, and then he has like a little bit of dialogue where he's like, yeah, I was sent from the moon, but it's going to be destroyed, and it gets all serious again with the background changes, like the color, the hues. Also, her color palette was really interesting too because it signifies more warm. She's more warm and bubbly, and she's like really cute and lighthearted. He's more serious, and even though he has warm colors too, it seems to be more on the cool side, and darker color seems to suit him better. So
it's very interesting how the characters do fit well in the scene and atmosphere together, but there are still design elements that are clear enough that sets them apart. I'm just a little curious later in the story why the girl went out in the first place, what she was talking to.
I thought she was talking to a rabbit at first.
Yeah, but maybe like we'll see that later in your story. I'd love to check it out on Tapas.io, but as far as I know, I think it's subscription, so I don't have money yet. Because I am also a broke bitch in college. Hope your comic succeeds, does well. But I love your style. I miss your art. Fuck.
Your mascot Chrono.
I read this from right to left this time.
Okay, now we're reading manga.
Power of Krispy Kreme and all-consuming rage will fuel me through this day.
Carol Baskin! This is a reference to Tiger King's.
Beautiful art already.
She had bruises along her neck and shoulder that was barely noticeable. It was another glimpse into her life, another piece of a puzzle. Today, the lady in the window wasn't there. All that there was me and my reflection.
Oh my god.
Wait, was that her? Was that her?
I guess so.
Yeah, very contemplative. I really like motifs you have with smoke, the hair, the waviness of everything. It gives me a sense of melancholy, kind of grieving for something kind of sad.
The way I think of it is like in Limbo. She talks about how she has like her normal life. Something that people tell you all the time when you're depressed is that you have to have routine in your life. If you have routine and structure in your life, then you're supposed to be happier, you're supposed to be better. She has that structure down to a T, and she does it every day, the same things. And
it's not working.
She even sees the women, and it doesn't work for her. She's caught between living a life that she thinks that is perfect or a life that she feels should be normal and she should be happy. The fact that she disconnects herself from that person and she doesn't see it as herself is also a big sign to that she actually came to terms with, no, I'm actually sad. It's like coming to terms with the fact that you're depressed. She saw herself in the window and she's like, okay, yeah, that's me. And it really is like that because you don't notice that you're changing, especially, you're going to work, you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. So life should be perfect, right? It should be normal. You should be happy, but it doesn't always work like that. The only reason why I can say this is because I know how it feels.
Having small hints of the background, that's very simple. The setting doesn't take place in that many places, but it's just enough.
I'm so satisfied with this confined space because it also helps to drive her narrative about she has like a routine that she does all the time. So it would be difficult to have all these different new places introduced. Kitchen, it's outside, it's the window. It's the kitchen, it's outside, it's the window, it's the kitchen, it's outside. Acid flowers. The loneliest person you know to help them smell. So talk to yourself. Oh.
You literally called me out with that. Like, that's my favorite emoji. I'm like, you.
Why you, Timmy?
Oh, that was so nice.
I don't want any scumbag to fake 6 or 7 any further. Our team had that chance. But if you don't finish Acid Flower by the time we don't want to do a trip, I will not make you. What food do you want? I forgot.
Pho?
But can you just make like an Acid Flower like spin-off for 24/24, please?
But I would make you as much Vietnamese food as you want. But that's only if you finish Acid Flower.
One thing that confused me was sometimes I was like, oh wait, who's talking? There was only 1 or 2 instances like that in the beginning.
Like Ruka and Caleb.
when he was saying, no, please give it back, this is their reactions, but I kept looking at his face thinking that he was saying it, even though I knew he wasn't. You're like, this one, I was kind of like, wait, who's talking here? Is this a new person?
I think maybe if the stem part of the speech bubble could be accentuated a bit better. And I feel like for me, I could only tell because of the tone of the words that were being spoken. The dialogue was also helpful in differentiating, like the tone and voice that you have for each character is distinct.
I'm used to your art. You know how much we love your art. Like, I can gush about your art for
you do know how much we love your art. And also, if you go back up a bit, is that Caleb or is that Ruka?
I think it's Caleb because the hair is darker.
I'm wondering why he has that expression.
The teacher, she's shocked. And then he's also shocked. Seeing this actually confused me a little bit for like a split second. I thought he was saying it, but that's Caleb. But that's not Caleb talking, is it? And then you see Ruka here, and I'm like, oh, it's Ruka. It's Ruka. Okay.
I think I enjoyed that panel just for the fact that, like, I hope it's not a red herring. I hope that this means that Caleb does also carry more significance later into the story as well, since there's emphasis on him in this one panel. I really like Caleb and, what the fuck? What the fuck?
You don't say this. You say this, you will never draw it out.
I love Caleb. You've ruined this for me by spoiling it, first of all, because we know your rule that when you spoil it, you're not going to continue the story. So you've ruined it for me, and I'm not going to give you any more feedback. You don't deserve my feedback. You hurt my heart.
The reason comics are so important lies deep in the human condition, and that we all live in a state of profound isolation. Moral was not the first thing I wanted to pursue in college. Originally, I wanted to make a video game. Being particularly absorbed in indie games, hence like RPGs and Nintendo games that were known for good game design, stories, and characters, I switched majors into art after being overwhelmed by the complexity of programming. I didn't have much of a goal in mind with art until I got into a class called Advanced Ideals and Concepts in 2017. That class, despite failing the first time, kickstarted on what would be the story. Since then, I've been piling in ideas after idea over the years, researching and investing more anime and manga and finding more ideas for emotional character moments, world building, and story. I realized then that the story had huge potential. I sincerely hope to make this a long-term manga series very soon. The story is heavily inspired by One Piece in terms of emotional character writing, my childhood living in Japan, and various anime like Bakuman and Shirobako that explores the behind the series part of creative media industry. This is the prologue of my manga, Kureta Lumika, part 1 of the prologue. So many drafts of this manga are made in pursuit, making the writers as best as I could be, writing as best as I could be. Hope you enjoy reading.
My family moved to a new place called Japan. They said Japan was going to be a place where I would feel free. They would introduce me to new friends who would be kind to me.
I got it, Mommy.
Konnichiwa.
Wait, how do you say that?
I was nervous when I first approached them, but I had no need to worry. I would come to find out that these people were trustworthy. Oh.
Wow.
I don't know how to say that.
I'm not sure what that says.
Something sit. Imasu. I think that's the Chinese word for sit.
Which one?
Oh no. Look what you've done. We're gonna get stuck on the kanji.
Okay, move on.
This is a story of how my life changed when I met two close friends.
Oh god, it gets so small. Okay, I need to get closer.
Alright. Amazing.
Oh god, here you read.
Okay.
Get closer. It's fine.
Okay, I can read this. You feeling comfy here so far? It must be weird moving from the Philippines to here.
No, Hiroka.
Well, don't worry. We'll make sure your life here is great. We'll start with a tour of Tokyo. Ikumi was supposed to be the tour guide, but she fell asleep. That's my daughter for you.
Okay.
And don't worry about that. We'll welcome you with open arms.
Oh.
Ooh, what is this?
Very nice.
Well, they did the...
Yeah, it's so well integrated.
And the people.
Wow, the screens. Wow.
7-Eleven.
See, isn't Tokyo cool? It got hundreds of restaurants and stores.
Hundreds? That's a lot.
We'll visit those places eventually, but we need to go home first. In the meantime, enjoy the city views.
Wow. Oh,
Z.
that was really on.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, wait, good luck. We're almost there to our hometown Yokohama. We'll be there soon.
もうすぐそういますか
そこにいますか
Honto.
Oh.
Wait. Wow. Okay.
ほとんど。
もうすぐそこにいますか
If you're trying to translate this, it's gonna take us a while, guys. Next page.
ほとんど。
I just want to be able to say it out loud. Okay. Wow.
Oh.
いくみ。
今の心あなたは
あなたの。
Can't read that part.
Look at that. Bacon, come in. Wait, is that me? Wait. Bacon, come inside to the dining room. It's going to be hot soon.
Oh, nice. Oh wait, I thought you were reading in Japanese. Oh. Whoa, this is so cool. 出ます。
パンシャメに初
Can't see the kanji at all.
Oh, move in closer.
ください. Get something, please.
Oh, that's the ikimasu. You see it.
Oh, いただきます. I read that wrong. Whoa, this is so cool. SJ? Editor? Chief?
The food is ready.
Okay. Tell me. Hiroka, what is this sauce?
Tempura sauce.
What's the sauce?
Oh, this is me. Oh shit, I didn't realize. I was like, wait, who is that?
Oh, I said.
Okay.
So, yeah, okay.
Sorry, I
You
like
dip
it.
You dip the shrimp in. Wait, this is me? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You dip the shrimp into it for a bombastic great flavor.
Bombastic?
Hold it, Bacon.
Gimme!
In Japan, before we eat, we must do 2 steps. First, we clap our hands together, and then we say ikitakimasu and bow down slightly as a form of thanks for the food. Ikitakimasu. Now you try.
Itadakimasu!
Little too early, but you did good. Now let's eat.
Girl, itadakimasu.
Oh my god.
Yum! This tastes so good. I want more!
Sure, have as much as you want. Bacon, go and take a bath and clean yourself up. There's pajamas ready for you in the bathroom sink. The bathroom is upstairs to the right.
Gotcha. Thanks for the meal.
Oh, and remember to talk to Ikumi when you're done. Her room's on the very left.
Got it.
I'm headed to work now.
I like it here, but when will Ikumi think of me when I talk about that? Will she accept it? Will she accept me? I hope she will. Good. I look cute. May I come in?
Oh, wait, is this me too, or is it Chrono?
No, I'm trying to read out loud what it said. I don't know how to read.
Ooh, Disney. She's glued to the screen. And what is that comic? Hello?
Eek. Hello. Sorry, I got distracted. Let's sit.
Well, so, do you like Disney?
Yeah, I do. I was watching The Sorcerer's Apprentice again. I love looking at that animation. The care put into creating food animation makes the movie feel very magical. I own all of the Disney animated movies on DVD on the shelf here. I love all of them. The music, songs, and all the pretty princesses, they're super cool. I really want to draw and animate like Disney one day. Maybe I can join them too.
That's a wicked goal. Oh yeah, what was that comic you had on the side? I saw those 2 girls on the posters up there in that
Oh! Was it Petty? Was it Pretty
Yeah.
I know it says Precure, but isn't it called something else?
Yeah, I think that's what they called it.
The main
had,
one.
different names. They called it both.
Oh, okay.
The main Precure is the first one, is basically the one in the black and white. But then after that, there's a whole bunch of after series of Precure. So they call it by different names. So right now, the newest Precure is Precure Sugar? I don't know.
Wow.
Because the new one just happened this year, I believe.
Oh.
It's the coolest magical girl anime ever. Ever and forever. This is Nagisa and Honoko. Cure black and cure white. Together they are the prefecture. They're Precure, sorry. The prefecture. This duo doesn't butt with the staffs like the other magical girls.
What's a magical girl anime? Actually, what's an anime?
They just use martial arts with kicks and punches. They're super cool. They can even shoot a big laser when they combine their powers. They're such an inspiration. I'm watching the Secret Max Heart every Sunday. You could watch.
I'm
sorry.
So cute.
An anime is a Japanese cartoon. Anime sometimes has a lot of epic action.
Scary.
It's not like early American cartoons where it's funny and wacky.
Your face is funny. About this comic, is this very different too? Why is the book cover on the other side?
Oh, give that to me, quick. These are manga Japanese comics that are meant to be read in reverse. Manga can be as actiony as anime. They are very different from the comics you have probably read before.
Whoa, that's really wicked. A backwards comic that you back read.
You don't back read a manga. Are you interested in manga? Well, I am a manga nerd too. I know a lot of them thanks to my mom. I happen to own a large collection of manga on a shelf behind you.
Behind me?
That is my dream. That is my dream bookshelf.
A One Piece?
Wow.
Wait, no, that's not One Piece. Is that?
That's One Piece.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. I was like, is that One Piece?
Those look so action-packed.
You're amazed, right? My mom works in Shonen Jump, the one that makes the manga on that shelf.
Shonen Jump? Oh, wow. You're so energetic and you have all this cool stuff. I'm jealous.
Haha, thanks.
You know, I'm wondering, are the people in Japan nice? Do you have any friends here? I heard you spend time studying English just to talk to me. Is that true?
I did. I learned some English in school before meeting you. I just took it more seriously after hearing about you from Mom. She said that you were going to move in 3 months. I didn't know why. I had the gut feeling that you'd be worth meeting. And now I'm pretty fluent in English.
Wow, incredible.
And about that friend thing, I don't get along with my local kids much. All of them are boys. My mom invited me many times before, but when it happened, I got made fun of for liking magical girls in Disney. All they wanted was to borrow my games and popular shonen manga and run away. They didn't care about my deeper love of manga or anything else I knew. Those boys may know shonen manga, but they don't care about the smaller ones. I know all kinds, but they didn't want to hear it. It all started to make me weird, so weird and different. I heard from Mom that you're different too. You want to talk about it? What makes you weird?
Nah, I don't know what I should say, Ikumi.
Why not? I can keep secrets. Are you scared of milk chocolate? Do you like Digimon over Pokemon? Do your hands get twitchy?
I'm actually a boy.
Eh?
I had problems with bad kids too, just like you. When I started to dress to a girl, all of the kids stopped playing with me just because I looked different. They called me bad things. They threw things at me. Even my grandpa didn't accept my want to be a girl.
You bring him back where he knows he's a man. Bring him back when he knows he's a man. We don't... sorry. God, that's you.
Stop it!
Wait. We don't visit Grandpa.
Oh, we didn't visit Grandpa for a long time after that. Back home has bad memories. That's why my parents brought me here to make new friends. You and your mom were so nice. You even learned English for me. I'm so sorry for causing trouble.
I don't think you're trouble at all. I think you're really cute.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I wasn't expecting acceptance. Give me a minute.
I want to cheer her up somehow. Aha! How about we read the shonen manga on the shelf? I can help you turn the Japanese words into English when you read them through them. Just tell me the manga you're interested in. I'll do my best to help you understand the story.
Really? You can do that?
Hold on, I have a better idea. Bacon, lie down on the floor and go look around for treasure. There's a great manga in there.
Okay, Ikumi. I remember.
You found
It's
it!
over there. Oh, it's over there.
Oh.
Behind the bed.
Unviersity. Inside,
Oh,
you'll find the best treasure ever.
A pirate symbol. So cool.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh my god, dude, One Piece is the best though.
One Piece.
Mm-hmm. I love One Piece. It's the only shonen series that my mom gave me. It's the only shonen series my mom gave me that I adore. I would love to read it to you, Bacon.
Please do.
My treasure. Why is it right where I left it? Wait. My treasure. Why? It's right where I left it.
Gold Roger. I got it.
Aww.
God, this is giving me flashbacks. I remember when I read the manga, I watched the anime. Christ.
Aww.
One Piece is such a good series, man.
Look, she's crying.
Me too. Me too. I cried when I watched One Piece too. It's just an emotional mess, but it's really good. I relate.
I want to read more, Ikumi.
Sure, I'll be happy to help. I really like the One Piece because it's full of different weird people that kick butt.
I'm loving my time reading this manga, and with Ikumi.
Yeah, the pretty good plushies. Oh my god, I just noticed it.
Look at you, Usopp. What?
Holy cow!
I'm back.
That slash from Kaya, though.
Yeah, I was surprised too when I first read it.
Ah, I see. Okay, Bacon, it's time to drop you off now.
What? But I want to read more with Ikumi.
But, Mom, I love One Piece too.
Oh,
wait, that's you. Crap, that's the mom. They look so similar.
Are you trying to say all Asian look like? Just kidding.
No, look at their hair!
Take it, I was just kidding. I love One Piece too, but you can't leave your parents alone.
But I don't want to leave.
I promise I'll pick you up tomorrow morning, okay? Now come with me.
Fine. Bro, that's so cute. That's me.
Come on, Bacon.
Wait!
Jojo!
Ah!
Hi!
You'll come back, right?
Mochiro! I gotta see what happens next. Yakusoku desu! Sayonara, Ikumi. I'll see you tomorrow.
That's not how you say it, Bacon.
She tried.
I continued to talk about One Piece that night. And then he was like, Gomu Gomu no pistol! Luffy is so cool! From my way home to Yokosuka to dinner and to bedtime, I couldn't stop thinking about the story. Free for fall! And from that day, Ikumi and I continued reading the series together. Arlong, you big meanie!
Oh, freaking Arlong, he hurts my soul, I swear to God. You guys need to watch One Piece, it's pretty good.
At any time we could. Bye-bye, Vivi. I became a huge fan. Days later, I caught up to the manga. What's gonna happen to Robin?
That's what I want to know.
After that, I read the Shonen series with Ikumi. I became a big fan of Shonen Jump. Knowing all of its history and characters, I was in love with Shonen manga. I even made some of my own. Ikumi and I soon watched Magical Girl anime and Disney movies together. We went to popular Japanese areas from Tokyo Tower to Mount Fuji, to many delicious restaurants, to the mall arcades. I even got to learn more Japanese too.
I am bacon.
Well,
Life in Japan was the best with Ikumi and Hiroka. But most of all, I got to be who I wanted to be, without worry.
Wait, what does this say again? This is
I
like...
know what it means, but I can't say it.
What is it?
It's a
Kawaii.
I thought... Oh, it's Kai?
Kawaii.
Kawaii? Oh. I was thinking of, what's the... I can't remember what it was. This is really cute.
I think I did say
Oh, Renai. I'm thinking of Renai. That's what I was thinking of. Yay! That was cute.
That was very cute.
I don't know how do you write Renai? Let me see. I have to know.
I feel good. I'm doing it right now as we're talking.
Yeah, I thought it looks like I keep wanting to say Renai because oh, is it Renai?
Oh, I got you. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's
no,
not right.
I got it wrong. What was I thinking of then?
No idea.
Wait, hold on, let me
Anyway.
Yep.
So this is really cute.
That was really, really cute.
I love how the art is it's so cute and consistent, and even if they integrate other stuff into it, like the manga, the lines like work really well with it.
Yeah. I love
fly. That's what it says.
Yeah. I think it really shows that you've integrated the emotions very, very well. It carries through, and I feel like even if we didn't know the stories that were referenced within this, the level of passion that's carried through with these two characters that brings them together. There's their pain brings them together, and the passion of them experiencing something they love together is so powerful. It's so strong, and I really love that.
The screen tones are really nice too.
Yeah, the effects you put are really nice.
And your layout's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had more to say. I feel like I have more to say. I have to find it though.
I did think about like the panels where Ikumi was talking about her getting bullied and stuff, and like, or just like the dialogue of her introducing herself, and it's just a lot of her like a lot of straight bus views of them, and I feel like this echoes back to like old style manga. So I think that's okay, maybe. But the different expressions are pretty nice. I think that's a nice touch to like change things up between each panel, where Ikumi is talking or Bacon is talking. Another thing that I think would have helped us was, I think the defining character trait between the mom and Ikumi is like the amount of lines for the bangs. But I think if there was also something else that could help differentiate a little bit better, or a little stronger, for us to recognize. Because
yeah,
at that
I got them mixed up when they were together.
Yeah, I think like it was easy for me to pick up where like the bangs were drawn differently. I also did something similar with the Romance on the Cruise of Love, where like the dad and the son looks exactly the same. Even the mom looked really similar. But yeah, if there's anything that could like design choices that could help differentiate the two. The outfits were different, but I think the hairstyle was really the part that was really defining, so we relied on that, and that was a little too similar. Otherwise, really great. I loved it. Also,
it's really cute. Thank you for making it. I should probably thank everybody.
Yeah, thanks.
I thank all of you guys for making it. Yes.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
It's so good. I appreciate
Bacon's a joy. That's really special to me.
I think the biggest thing for people who make comics is they want people to read them.
Don't give up. There's always room for improvement, and strive for growth. Always learn and hope that you can be motivated to keep going. Comics are really fun to do, and again, passion is so powerful.
諦めない諦めない
Watashi no me. It's like my eyes.
Oh.
Kapuru Tanuru.
Oh my god.
Headeiku. This is so good.